The big news is shaking up Formula One. George Russell might be leaving Mercedes, and it's all because of some surprising comments from Red Bull's Christian Horner. What does this mean for Russell's future? So let's dive into this video today to know all the details. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, recently faced more questions about the drivers for both Red Bull and their sister team, particularly during the Singapore Grand Prix. Rumors had been circulating about Daniel Ricciardo's future with Red Bull, including talk that he could be replaced by reserve driver Liam Lawson for the 2025 season, or even earlier. During the Singapore GP, Horner addressed these rumors in an interview with Sky Sports F1, shedding light on Ricciardo's situation and the team's thoughts about their future driver lineup. When directly asked if this would be Ricciardo's final race for Red Bull, Horner responded, "These things are always under review. There's a bigger picture beyond just Daniel as we assess our options moving forward." With a break between races coming up, Horner noted that it's a good time for the team to evaluate their choices. There's almost a month's gap to the next race, so it's only natural to take stock and consider all of the options for the remainder of the season, he explained. Horner was also asked about the many drivers Red Bull had let go over the years, such as Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly, and whether any of them should have been kept. He emphasized Red Bull's history of giving young drivers a chance, mentioning that world champions like Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen are among their most successful picks. He further explained how the Red Bull system demands high performance from its drivers. He openly acknowledged the current situation with Sergio Perez, saying, "The Red Bull system does demand results and demand performance. Of course, Max is delivering. Checo has been under-delivering this year. Last year, he did a good job or good enough job to finish second in the championship and be Constructors' champions." However, Horner also hinted that the team is looking ahead, considering their long-term options. He mentioned several talented young drivers in Red Bull's junior program, including Liam Lawson, Isaac Hadjar, and Arvid Lindblad. Speaking about the future, Horner said, "We're having to look further down the road. We've got some great talent. We've got Liam Lawson on the bench. We're not quite sure. Looking at the likes of Franco Colapinto and Ollie Bearman and Kimi Antonelli, is he at that level? Only time will tell." Horner went on to discuss the strength of their junior lineup, highlighting, "We've got Isaac Hadjar in F2, who's been until recently leading that championship. We've got a very exciting young talent that I'm particularly excited about in F3, Arvid Lindblad. So we've got depth in our junior program, and that's why there's a natural point in time." He also mentioned that with the upcoming gap in the race schedule, the team has time to consider their options carefully. "We've got a gap now, but we just want to take time to consider what do those options look like for the future." Horner then surprised many by hinting at the possibility of considering Mercedes driver George Russell in the future. He stated, "Look, we're not afraid to go out of the pool. George Russell is out of contract at the end of next year. It would be foolish not to take that into consideration." His comments come after Mercedes boss Toto Wolff publicly expressed interest in Max Verstappen, stating he would love to have Verstappen at Mercedes, before eventually settling on Kimi Antonelli as Lewis Hamilton's replacement for 2025. Horner further elaborated during an interview with Sky Sports F1, saying, "We're not afraid to look beyond our driver pool. George Russell's contract ends next year. It would be foolish not to consider this. There are other drivers, talented drivers, who could also become contract-free. Even if Max Verstappen decides to remain with Red Bull, Russell might still have a chance at a seat with the team." Horner noted that Sergio Perez has not performed well in 2024, raising questions about his future with the team. He explained, "The Red Bull system demands results and performance, and of course Max delivers that. Checo has underperformed this year." He also mentioned, "Last year he did well or well enough by finishing second in the championship." This uncertainty around Perez's performance opens the door for Russell, making the driver market even more intriguing as teams strategize for the future. Rosberg about George Russell Mercedes' future. Nico Rosberg, the 2016 world champion with Mercedes, shared his thoughts on the ongoing speculation around Max Verstappen possibly joining Mercedes in the future. Even though Verstappen won't be part of the team for the 2025 season, Rosberg believes that this possibility isn't completely off the table yet. According to Rosberg, if Mercedes were to make a move for Verstappen in 2026, it could create a tricky situation for George Russell. He explained, "George Russell is not safe at all because Toto still wants Max, and he will try again for 2026 because give up does not appear in Toto's vocabulary." Rosberg pointed out that if Verstappen does become available, Russell will be in direct competition with Mercedes' new driver, Kimi Antonelli, for a spot. If Max does become available, and I do think it's a possibility, then it is a shootout between George and Kimi next year, said Rosberg. He further explained the pressure that this could put on Russell, stating, "It's a lot of pressure on George because he has everything to lose really next year. He should be the one ahead internally because Kimi is 18 and he's completely new and in a full pressure situation." Rosberg emphasized that the situation for Russell will not be easy, as he will be expected to perform at a higher level given his experience compared to the young and rising Antonelli. "It's not an easy situation there for George." Despite all this, Russell has made it clear that he is fully focused on his career with Mercedes and isn't letting these speculations affect him. For him, he sees himself as a Mercedes driver for the indefinite future. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell head-to-head in F1 2024. Speaking to the media before Kimi Antonelli's confirmation for 2025, Russell said, "It's something we've not spoken about at all, to be honest. I've been with this team for so long. I'm managed by Mercedes and we've always said we will be continuing together for the indefinite future." Russell acknowledged the ongoing speculations but dismissed them as distractions. "There's a lot of conversations going on which are quite entertaining to read, but from my side, I'm not focused on any of that. I'm just focused on my driving." Hamilton has won 6 of his 7 world championships with Mercedes, while George Russell has already triumphed in their qualifying battle for 2024. However, Hamilton currently leads in points, as Russell was stripped of his Belgian victory due to his car being underweight. Despite this, Russell feels ready to challenge for the title himself in 2025, stating, "This is the next step in my journey." He explained that after spending 4 years with the team and being part of the Mercedes family for almost a decade, he's prepared to fight for the World Championship. Having driven for a struggling Williams before joining Mercedes in 2022, Russell learned valuable lessons alongside Hamilton, especially during a tough first season. He believes that learning quickly comes from facing challenges head-on. He remarked, "I learned more in my first year alongside Lewis than in my 3 years at Williams." With the experience gained, he's confident that Kimi Antonelli will also benefit from driving for a top team early in his career. Recently, Russell received a confidence boost when Mercedes boss Toto Wolff confirmed that the team had stopped flirting with the idea of bringing in Max Verstappen and was fully committed to the Russell and Antonelli pairing for 2025. At Monza, Wolff spoke about the situation with Verstappen's camp after Antonelli's deal was finalized, saying, "What I appreciated in dealing with them, it's just very straightforward." Wolff emphasized his loyalty to his current drivers, adding, "I don't flirt outside, I've always said it. I got maybe caught out by the Lewis situation, but I've not entertained any discussions with any drivers when giving it all from the team to make it a success." Looking forward, Wolff assured the media that the focus is entirely on Russell and Antonelli for 2024 and 2025. "This is why all of our focus in the team is on George and Kimi, and that's what I also said. There's no discussion, there's no second thoughts about what we are doing in 2026. It's about now, 2024 and 2025. Wolff added that if any outside negotiations occurred, his drivers would be informed immediately. "If flirting outside happens, then these guys, Russell and Antonelli, will know it at the same time. I've always been very open." So what do you think of the shocking move by George Russell to leave Mercedes? Comment below your views and subscribe for more such videos.